Well, in this room are Republicans and Democrats, leaders from both sides of the aisle in Congress, governors, executives from some of the most important companies and business organizations in America, leading conservationists, and people who've devoted their lives to creating a cleaner and safer environment. And I've invited you here today to make a point. With the leadership assembled in this room, we can break the stalemate that has hindered progress on clean air for the past decade. And with the minds, the energy, the talent assembled here, we can find a solution. So let me tell you the purposes of this morning's gathering. First, I'd like to lay on the table my proposals to curb acid rain and cut urban smog and clean up air toxics. And second, I want to call upon all of you to join me in enacting into law a new Clean Air Act this year. But first, we should remember how far we've come and recognize what works. The 1970 Clean Air Act got us moving in the right direction, with national air quality standards that were strengthened by amendments in 1977. Since 1970, even though we have 55% more cars going 50% farther, in spite of more utility output and more industrial production, we've still made progress. Lead concentrations in the air we breathe are down 98%. Sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide cut by over a third. Particulate matter cut 21%. Even ozone causing emissions have been cut by 17%. And still, over the last decade, we have not come far enough. Too many Americans continue to breathe dirty air, and political paralysis has plagued further progress against air pollution. We have to break this logjam by applying more than just federal leverage. We must take advantage of the innovation, energy, and ingenuity of every American. The environmental movement has a long history here in this country. It's been a force for good, for a safer, healthier America. And as a people, we want and need that economic growth. But now we must also expect environmental responsibility and respect the natural world. And this will demand a national sense of commitment, a new ethic of conservation. And I reject the notion that sound ecology and a strong economy are mutually exclusive. So last week I outlined 5 points of a new environmental philosophy. 1, to harness the power of the marketplace. 2, to encourage local initiative. 3, to emphasize prevention instead of just cleanup. 4, to foster international cooperation. And 5, to ensure strict enforcement. Polluters will pay. We know more now than we did just a few years ago. New solutions are close at hand. It's time to put our best minds to work to turn technology and the power of the marketplace to the advantage of the environment, to create, to innovate, to tip the scales in favor of recovery, restoration, and renewal. Every American expects and deserves to breathe clean air, and as President, it is my mission to guarantee it for this generation and for the generations to come. If we take this commitment seriously, if we believe that every American expects and deserves clean air, and then we act on that belief, then we will set an example for the rest of the world to follow. Today, I'm proposing to Congress a new Clean Air Act and offering a new opportunity. We've seen enough of this stalemate. It's time to clear the air. And you know, I think we will. We touched a lot of bases as we prepared this bill, and we've had the benefit of some good thinking on the Hill. And we've met with business leaders who see environmental protection as essential to long-term economic growth. And we've talked with environmentalists who know that cost-effective solutions help build public support for conservation. And we work with academics and innovative thinkers from every quarter who have laid the groundwork for this approach. And just this morning, I spoke by phone with Prime Minister Mulroney of Canada. I believe he's excited about the prospect too. I have no pride of authorship. Let me commend Project 88 and groups like the Environmental Defense Fund for bringing creative solutions to long-standing problems, for not only breaking the mold, but helping to build a new one. And we've had to make some tough choices. And some may think we've gone too far, and others not far enough, but we all care about clean air. To the millions of Americans who still breathe unhealthy air, let me tell you, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about vulnerable groups like the elderly and asthmatics and children. Concerned about every American's quality of life, and I'm committed to see that coming generations receive the natural legacy they deserve. We seek reforms that make major pollution reductions where we most need them. First, our approach is reasonable deadlines for those who must comply. It has compelling sanctions for those who don't. It accounts for continued economic growth and expansion, offers incentives, choice, and flexibility for industry to find the best solutions, and taps the power of the marketplace and local initiative better than any previous piece of environmental legislation. This legislation will be comprehensive. It'll be cost-effective, but above all, it will work. We will make the 1990s the era for clean air. And we have 3 clear goals and 3 clear deadlines. First, we will cut the sulfur dioxide emissions that cause acid rain by almost half, by 10 million tons. And we will cut nitrogen oxide emissions by 2 million tons, both by the year 2000. We have set absolute goals for reductions and have emphasized early gains. And that means 5 million tons will be cut by 1995, and the degradation caused by acid rain will stop by the end of this century. To make sure that coal continues to play a vital role in our energy future, we've provided an extension of 3 years and regulatory incentives for the use of innovative clean coal technology. We've set an ambitious reduction target, and applying market forces will be the fastest, most cost-effective way to achieve it. So, we're allowing utilities to trade credits among themselves for reductions they make, to let them decide how to bring aggregate emissions down as cost-effectively as possible. Cleaner fuels, better technologies, energy conservation, improved efficiency in any combination, just as long as it works.